Hey, well, the weather for the State Fair looks to be pretty good heading into the next entire week. So if you're traveling down to the State Fair today, it should be pretty good weather along the I-35 corridor. Right now, we're not really seeing too much out there outside the canal, mainly just clouds. And that's because we do have some clouds that are on their way in from the west. And that's because a cold front will be moving in later into tonight. This is kind of a bit of a precursor event ahead of that cold front. And so as we come on up here, we can really see that batch of rain that's starting to slowly sink to the south, and it has now approached the 71 corridor here between International Falls and Bemidji. I think if it does eventually make it to our region in which it'll dissipate over time, if it makes it to the Iron Range, it'll be there by around 2 or 3 o'clock. But again, it's not going to be widespread like this. It's likely to be more scattered as we head later into the afternoon hours. So temperatures across the area are mostly into the upper 50s, especially near the lake. But as you get further west, it's a little bit warmer, closer to the 60-degree mark up there, thanks to the clouds up there. And so the forecast for the rest of the day, we're expecting highs to be very pleasant and seasonable, especially across our area, mostly into the upper 70s. And if you're traveling down to Minneapolis in the Twin Cities here, it's going to be on the warmer side today, but we're looking at a big cool down after tomorrow into the weekend, where we're looking at highs possibly into the low 70s and 60s. And so between that, tonight's going to be where we're going to be seeing our greatest rain chance, especially in Minnesota and points westward. In Wisconsin, you might not actually see the rain tonight. In fact, you might see it later on into tomorrow once the cold front kind of redevelops here. So the best chances of rain are to the west heading into tonight. So here's the big picture. We've got high pressure overhead right now, which is keeping us dry. Out to the west is where we got the cold front, and that's going to be swinging its way in, presenting the rain chances into tonight. And then the cooler air follows behind it with the low strengthening, and that's really going to drive in northwesterly winds into Saturday and into Sunday, and that's going to lead to some very windy conditions. So if you're out boating during the weekend, it's going to be a little bit wavy if you're out in the middle of Lake Superior. Now, how cold are we talking about? Well, it's going to be a big drop here between Friday and Saturday, between about 15 degrees or so. I think Monday night we could be getting down to the low 40s, and some areas could be getting into the upper 30s. Perhaps we might see, there is a very non-zero chance of some frost into Tuesday morning. So that's something we're going to be watching for in the next couple of days. But let's time out here the precipitation heading into tonight. We're going to be dry for most of the day with temperatures rising into the 70s. But then here comes that rain chance heading into the evening hours towards our western areas by about 7 o'clock. And then later on, by about midnight, that line will be dissipating, but it should reach the Twin Ports area and along the North Shore by about 12 or 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then during the morning hours, we're most likely to be clear with just some clouds around the area. Then we should clear on out into the 70s with perhaps a few isolated showers heading into tomorrow afternoon. So here's your 7-day forecast. We've got a chance of 80 here on Friday, but cooler weather is looking to be heading into the weekend, where we're looking at possible highs into the 60s and even into the next work week.